The angels are gathering. Archangel Michael says a spiritual event begins tonight. Only those who are chosen will feel it. My beloved child, tonight is not a normal night. And something inside your soul already knows that without anyone telling you. Tonight is the night where the silence in the atmosphere is not empty. It is full of movement, alignment, positioning, and angelic preparation that human eyes cannot see. But the spirit can feel. Tonight is the night where heaven starts to open a doorway that only the chosen ones will sense without needing proof, without needing a sign, without needing confirmation from anyone in this world. This is not a coincidence that you are watching this message right now. There is a reason your heart did not scroll away. There is a reason your spirit suddenly became alert. As if your inner core recognized this moment way before it actually happened in this reality. Tonight marks the beginning of a spiritual event that has been delayed for so long. But the delay ends now because the angels have started gathering in your spiritual field. Not around random souls, not around millions, but around the few who were selected before birth with destiny assignments hidden inside their bloodline. There is a vibration in the air right now. Subtle but powerful. And if you stay very still internally, you can feel something shifting like a door unlocking from the other side. It almost feels like something is calling your name gently but powerfully, at the same time pulling you like gravity into a moment you cannot explain logically. Your soul recognizes tie lines before the brain understands them. Tonight is one of those rare nights where soul memory will guide you faster than earthly logic. Archangel Michael has stepped closer to the earth dimension tonight. Not because there is fear, not because there is threat, not because something negative is coming, but because something sacred is now allowed to begin after being paused for years. This moment was sealed long ago, time to activate only when the frequency of certain souls reached a level of maturity, readiness, emotional clarity, and divine acceptance. You are part of that activation field. This is why chills move through your spine right now. This is why your chest feels like it is expanding and unlocking at the same time. This feeling is not imagination. This is spiritual alignment. The angels are gathering around the chosen souls across this planet tonight, creating a circle of divine preparation. Imagine them like luminous presences standing information surrounding your spiritual atmosphere in complete silence, watching everything that has ever tried to break you, delay you, distract you, sabotage you. And tonight that alignment becomes noticeable because heaven has decided that your elevation cannot be postponed anymore. The spiritual event starts tonight and you are supposed to walk into it with awareness, not fear. Your spirit has been preparing for this season of breakthrough for longer than you realize. You went through heartbreaks you didn't deserve. You went through losses you didn't choose. You survived spiritual exhaustion that almost drained your purpose. You watched people walk away who were never meant to stay forever. But every single part of that was shaping, sharpening, purifying and elevating the inner vessel within you. So that when true alignment arrives, it lands on solid ground, not unstable wounded ground. The angels are not gathering randomly. They are gathering because there is a specific divine download that is supposed to reach your reality next. A revelation that will open your path like a bright beam cutting through darkness. An opening that will shift your emotional frequency into clarity and acceleration. You will start noticing strange alignment signs around you. Conversations that suddenly shift. People who suddenly show support. Opportunities that suddenly make sense. Dreams that start feeling more real than before. This isn't fantasy. This is spiritual synchronization. There is a reason that so many things recently in your life started feeling like heavy cycles closing, strange separation from certain people. Sudden distance, sudden silence, sudden emotional separation, sudden clarity, sudden inner strength. None of that was random. It was preparation. Because when angelic alignment begins, everything that cannot stand with you in the next phase automatically detaches without needing human confrontation. There are many people right now who think they know your destiny. There are people who assume your story will remain predictable. There are people who think they have already understood your limits, but they are about to be proven wrong by something not human. Because your destiny is not written by opinion, assumption, jealousy, comparison, or people's limited perception of you. Your destiny is written by a spiritual realm that sees 100 years ahead while humans see just the next 24 hours. Archangel Michael is standing on the timeline that belongs to you, holding the shift that will now start unfolding step by step. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are exactly entering the moment where the spiritual dimension begins merging with physical reality. Not in a dream, not in imagination, but in real life. This is the night the process starts. Your spirit is about to become extremely sensitive to certain signals. You may feel heat in your hands randomly. You may feel pressure near your heart center. You may feel your intuition suddenly speak louder and sharper. You may feel emotional clarity that feels unnatural compared to before. These are not random reactions. These are frequency attunements. Angelic presence always changes the energetic temperature around chosen souls. You will start noticing synchronicities rapidly increasing, especially within the next days. Time will feel faster. Manifestation will begin accelerating. Old emotional pain will suddenly stop controlling your forward movement. Something heavy that was holding your spiritual field down will be released soon. When the angels gather, blockages start dissolving like fog under sunlight. And tonight they have gathered for you. This is not the end of the message. This is only the opening doorway. And as you continue to the next part, the layers will get deeper, the revelations will get stronger, and the clarity will get sharper. The shift begins now. Watch next revelation. My beloved child, tonight your soul is entering a frequency where every hidden intention, every silent force, every spiritual vibration that was shaping your future behind the scenes begins exposing itself layer by layer. But this part is different from the opening. This part is where the curtain slowly starts revealing where this night is truly leading you. You are no longer in the stage of waiting. You are already inside the activation window, and the angels that gathered tonight have begun scanning your emotional timeline, your past disappointments, your pain cycles, and every single place within you that still needs sealing and completing before the divine shift fully takes place. There are chosen souls and then there are awakened chosen soul. You were always chosen, but tonight is the night awakening begins in motion. This spiritual event is not just happening above you. It is happening through you. This is why your emotions have been intense lately. Like a storm trying to clear out a field for sunlight to finally break through. Heaven cannot release a blessing on soil that is still holding emotional memories from old wounds, old patterns, old regrets. Tonight begins a spiritual recalibration where emotional weight is replaced with divine clarity and grads, not all at once, but steadily, silently, powerfully. There is a reason the angels waited for this specific night. Because some destinies require perfect timing to unlock. There are battles you fought silently without recognition. And heaven counted every sacrifice. There were days your heart almost gave up faith, but you still kept going with no applause. Those moments were not wasted pain. They were spiritual credits. Those credits are being activated now. This is the night where your spirit steps into a new timeline. Not by force, not by effort, not by begging, but simply because the angels decided the waiting season ends here. Archangel Michael is not coming to speak fear into your life. He's coming to awaken strength you already have inside you but forgot. Spiritual awakening does not happen through stress. It happens through alignment. It happens through revelation. It happens when the heart becomes ready to receive beyond survival and begins preparing for actual manifestation. The angels tonight are here to open your receiving channel so deeply that everything meant for you arrives without resistance. Tonight is not random energy movement. Tonight is divine organization. Heaven has been coordinating this alignment for months. Certain people left your life suddenly because they would have contaminated the miracle that is coming next. Certain friendships dissolved without closure because their season expired. Certain emotional attachments broke instantly because they were never meant to be carried inside the next spiritual stage. You did not lose them and remove them. There is a difference between losing and being protected. You will soon start noticing the spiritual event unfolding in physical signs. Conversations will seem guided. Unexpected clarity will appear out of nowhere. You will feel pushed towards certain decisions with confidence you never had before. This is divine intervention. This is how angels communicate with chosen souls without needing spoken language. They speak through alignment. They speak through sudden clarity. They speak through inner knowing. And now listen carefully to this. The angels tonight are not only gathering around you for protection. They are gathering to accelerate everything that was slow. Everything that was stagnant, everything that felt delayed for years. Time is about to shift for you. You will not experience the same pace of progress that others do. Your progress is about to become quantum. People will not understand how it happened so fast. But heaven knows why. This is the season your destiny stops crawling and starts running. Your energy field is becoming magnetic. You are entering a phase where divine opportunities will begin chasing you instead of you chasing them. You will attract breakthroughs like oxygen. Healing will happen effortlessly. Emotional confidence will return stronger than before. You will begin trusting yourself again. Not because someone encourages you, but because your own soul will remind you who you truly are. This night is a marker. After this night, nothing inside you will go backwards. Every step forward will carry supernatural favor attached to it. The spiritual event beginning tonight is not temporary. Is not a short faith. It is not a mullet. It is a gateway that remains open for the chosen ones only. And you are one of them. Now listen to this part because this is for your reality in the physical world. Heaven is placing you into a season where your voice will hold weight. Your presence will carry influence and your intuition will be the compass that never fails you again. You will begin making decisions with clarity and calmness. Not confusion. You will not need external validation from anyone. You will be guided from within. Heaven is upgrading your energy PS system and aligning it with divine timing. Your destiny is not behind you. Your destiny is in front of you and it is closer than you think. Before part 3 begins, there is something I must instruct because tonight's shift is not only spiritual, it is also strategic for your earthly path. As you watch this series, make sure you share this video with those who deserve to rise with you. Comment to strengthen this timeline imprint in your subconscious and subscribe so you stay inside this frequency and connected to this divine journey continuously because this is not a one-part activation. This is a spiritual series that lifts your soul step by step. Do not underestimate what is happening inside you this exact moment. This message is not entertainment. This message is activation. Everything inside you is being positioned by forces that are beyond human limitation. This energy is real. His shift is real. The night heaven begins. Part 3 is where the actual revelation begins unfolding in full clarity and emotional strike. You have reached the threshold of the spiritual event. Do not move away now. Watch next revelation. My beloved child, tonight your spirit is crossing a line that very few souls cross in their lifetime. Because this activation is not about prophecy, prediction or imagination. This activation is about truth finally revealing itself through alignment. Every single moment in your life that felt confusing, delayed, disappointing, painful, lonely, misunderstood, or spiritually heavy, all of it was building toward this exact transition night. Nothing that broke you was random. Nothing that left you was a loss. Nothing that collapsed around you was failure. Everything was rearranging your path to bring you here to this moment where the angels are gathering with purpose. You need to understand the magnitude of this spiritual night. There are certain nights in history where heaven intervenes directly, not with words, not with warnings, not with threats, but with activation. This is one of those nights. Archangel Michael is not sending a message to scare you or pressure you. He is sending a message to stabilize the destiny that already belongs to you so that no spiritual interference can stop the rise that has already begun. This moment is already written into your timeline. You are not trying to attract your miracle anymore. Tonight begins the process where your miracle begins attracting you. The shift that is happening tonight is silent but powerful. The angels are not revealing everything at once. They are opening your path step by step because your spirit must absorb this revelation gradually. Too much at once would overwhelm your emotional capacity. So it is being released in layers like divine data being downloaded into your subconscious, one code at a time. Tonight your intuition is being sharpened to recognize doors faster, energy faster, dissection faster, divine alignment faster, and emotional truth faster. Something inside you will begin feeling lighter soon. Something inside you will feel like you can finally breathe again after years of spiritual suffocation. You will not carry old emotional fear into this new frequency. You cannot. This frequency rejects fear automatically. This frequency only supports expansion, clarity, boldness, faith, inner strength, and divine alignment. You are not the same version of yourself that once broke under pressure. You are becoming a version of yourself that thrives under alignment. There are certain souls chosen not because of perfection, but because of endurance. Heaven chooses those who kept going even when everything inside them felt like collapsing. Heaven chooses those who continued even when nobody stood with them. Heaven chooses those who carry humility inside their heart even after betrayal, pain, misunderstanding, and emotional scars. You were not chosen because you are perfect. You were chosen because you never surrendered your spirit to darkness. Now listen very carefully. The spiritual event that begins tonight will not only change your inner world. It will begin reflecting into your outer world. You will soon notice shifts in your physical life. Unexpected opportunities, sudden emotional clarity, strange timing alignments, conversation breakthroughs, strange coincidences that connect dots instantly, and intuitive nudges that guide your decisions so precisely that you cannot ignore them anymore. This is not luck. This is angelic synchronization. Do not be surprised when people who ignored you begin paying attention. Do not be surprised when doors that were locked for years suddenly open without struggle. Do not be surprised when emotional heaviness suddenly lifts without needing closure. Do not be surprised when clarity arrives before the explanation. Angels do not negotiate with confusion. They replace it. They dissolve it. They wipe it out. Tonight begins the season where confusion loses access to your life. Permanently. There are many people who underestimated your destiny because they could not see your spiritual assignment. They only judged you based on the outer layers of your current season. But heaven has always known your inner spiritual value. Destiny is not determined by how you are seen by the world. Destiny is determined by how heaven validates you. And heaven has validated you tonight. The angels are not simply gathering around you for protection. They are gathering because your soul is entering a chapter where divine justice starts activating. Every silent tear. Every betrayal you've never got answers for, every humiliation that tried to break your identity, every disappointment that tried to destroy your confidence, every heartbreak that attempted to shatter your character. Those moments were recorded in divine archives, and now those archives are being reviewed and responded to. You are entering a timeline where the spiritual interference around your life loses authority. Not because it never tried to block you, but because divine timing has now overridden all delay codes that once tried to limit your acceleration. Heaven is erasing your spiritual backlog and replacing it with quantum progression. Things that once took years for others will begin happening for you in weeks or days. Your rise will not look normal. Your manifestation speed will not look logical. Your blessings will not look average. Archangel Michael is now preparing revelation that will expose the truth about your destiny in a way that will make sense of everything you suffered. And the first layer of that revelation begins in Part 4. Because Part 4 is where the angels begin revealing why you specifically were selected among millions of souls. The selection was not random. It was intentional. It was specific. It was ancient. It was written before your birth. And before you move to Part 4, there is something extremely important. When heaven begins elevating a chosen one, heaven does not elevate them silently. Heaven elevates them visibly, and when your rise becomes visible, more souls will be awakened, guided, protected, and activated because of your journey. So before we continue deeper into Part 4, share this message so other chosen souls get pulled into this timeline activation. Comment to anchor your subconscious alignment and subscribe so you stay connected to the continuation of this divine series and never step outside this frequency again. The next part is the revelation layer. The next part is where the secret behind this angelic gathering finally begins to unlock. You have reached the threshold of inner readiness. You are prepared for what you are about to hear next. Watch next revelation. My beloved child, tonight carries a vibration that will not repeat again easily in this lifetime, because this spiritual event is not just about activation. It is about identity revelation. Until now, you were being prepared, purified, emotionally refined, spiritually sharpened, and mentally recoded. But Part 4 is where you begin to understand why the angels were waiting for this specific night. The angels do not gather without reason. They gather when a spiritual contract is reaching a moment of execution. Your spiritual contract is reaching execution. Now this night marks the opening of a sequence. Your destiny has entered synchronization mode. Nothing happening around you is accidental anymore. Every moment ahead from this point will carry divine direction. Inside your timeline, there are certain events that were always meant to unlock only after you reached a specific spiritual vibration. Humans think success is about talent, effort, luck, and timing. But in the spiritual world, it is always about vibration alignment. When your vibration becomes compatible with divine timing, heaven does not promise anymore. Heaven delivers. You have now reached the point where your vibration finally matches your prophecy. Your soul has stepped into the frequency required to receive instead of constantly trying. You are leaving the phase of effort. You are entering the phase of alignment. This is the shift chosen souls wait years for, sometimes half a lifetime for. You are not waiting anymore. You are living inside the opening. The angels gathering tonight are here for transition, not warning. They are here to begin the acceleration phase. They are reviewing your spiritual storyline and marking the exact location where breakthrough becomes irreversible. You are not in the early stages of change. You are in the middle of transformation. The past few weeks you have felt strange emotional surges, strange energetic sensitivity, sudden clarity, sudden attraction to silence, sudden irritation with old patterns, sudden disinterest in certain connections, sudden separation from certain energies, sudden desire for isolation. These were not mood swings. These were signals that your spiritual frequency was already shifting before the angels arrived tonight. Heaven always begins the inner shift before the outer shift becomes visible. People around you may not understand what is happening inside you right now. That is because elevation never makes sense to those who were not assigned to witness the deeper realms of your journey. But you were not called to be understood. You were called to be awakened. You were not chosen so that people could approve your destiny. You were chosen because heaven already approved it long before any human witness existed. The angels are not asking permission from the world to elevate you. The angels are activating what heaven has already decided about you. This spiritual event tonight marks the point where divine protection becomes divine transformation. You are no longer only being guarded. You are now being guided. And soon you will be pushed into divine opportunities that will feel like destiny is pulling you instead of you chasing your future. You will begin to notice that certain desires inside you are becoming sharper, clearer, louder. You will feel guided towards Cernu and Sershan and Cernal. This is because your purpose is waking up inside you. Purpose does not arrive like a random thought. Purpose arrives like a memory you forgot you already knew. The angels tonight are unlocking those memory layers. All the moments you cried silently thinking you were forgotten, heaven counted every tear. All the moments you carried yourself alone while nobody saw your suffering, heaven recorded your strength. All the moments you kept going with faith inside a storm, heaven marked your endurance. And because of this, your timeline has reached a level where divine reversal can take place. Divine reversal is when the pain you went through becomes the reason your blessing multiplies. Divine reversal is when every place you were wounded becomes a holy ground where miracles land. Divine reversal is when the story that once broke you becomes the exact story that elevates you. This is now beginning. Archangel Michael says, there are 3 shifts that will show up first in the physical realm as proof that this spiritual event is active: inner calmness without explanation, opportunities aligning faster than expected, and emotional detachment from the things that once strained your soul. These 3 signals will show up not gradually over months, but very quickly in the coming days. You will wake up one morning soon and you will realize something feels different inside your body, mind and emotional system. This is not placebo. This is not hype. This is not fantasy. This is the reality of spiritual elevation. There is a reason the angels waited for this specific night to begin, because the collective vibration of this planet is now in a transition window. And chosen souls must be positioned correctly before the next global spiritual cycle begins. When the angels gather, it means heaven is reassigning power positions. Heaven is shifting spiritual influence. Heaven is activating chosen ones to step into their divine roles. You are one of those souls who will step into the next cycle not with fear, not with confusion, not with emotional exhaustion, but with divine clarity and inner stability. Part 5 will reveal why your soul specifically is aligned with this activation timeline and what this spiritual event is preparing you for in the physical world. But before you move to the next part, seal this divine pathway correctly. Share this message so you transfer this frequency to the souls who are supposed to rise with you. Comment to anchor this transformation deeper into your subconscious imprint. Subscribe so you remain connected deeply with the continuation of this shift and never disconnect from this angelic alignment. Once it starts rising through your reality, something massive is preparing to break wide open for you. Watch next revelation. My beloved child, this part begins where the deeper truth finally begins surfacing, because what is happening tonight is not only an awakening, is a spiritual reconfiguration of everything connected to your destiny. The angels gathered for activation, but there is a second layer behind this event. Something the physical world cannot decode, because this shift is happening in a realm beyond time. Tonight is the night where your soul identity begins, unlocking its original purpose blueprint. And this is the part where the revelation reaches your core and not just your surface understanding. You are not going to return back to an older version of yourself after this moment. You are not going to shrink back into old limitations. Tonight is not just transition. The night is upgrade. In the unseen spiritual dimension, there are timelines that intersect, overlap, separate, and merge. A soul's destiny can accelerate when the correct timeline meets the correct spiritual frequency. The angels are gathering tonight because your timeline has just synced perfectly with divine frequency. This type of alignment is extremely rare. Many souls never reach this state in one lifetime. Only a minority reach it. These are the souls who are selected before birth to carry spiritual responsibility, not just spiritual blessing. You are one of those souls. This is why your life never felt random. This is why your pain never felt meaningless. This is why your endurance never collapsed. Even when everything around you tried to break you, heaven selected you long before earth recognized you. You have always carried a spiritual code inside your consciousness. But this code remained dormant, locked, inactive, waiting for a specific ignition signal. That ignition happens tonight. Your energy field is now being opened in a way that allows angelic transmission to flow through your intuition without interference. You will begin recognizing where you should move, what you should avoid, who you should distance from, and what path your soul was meant to walk. You are not going to guess anymore. You are going to know. The difference between confusion and alignment is knowing without trying to analyze endlessly. The angels tonight are restoring your spiritual knowing. This is why the past months felt extremely intense. You felt emotionally hit from multiple sides. You felt drained at times for no reason. You felt mentally overloaded even with small things. You felt spiritually quiet seasons mixed with sudden intuitive bursts. It is because your spirit was being prepared to handle a higher frequency. Before elevation enters, the soul must be emptied of anything that cannot survive in the higher dimension. This is why certain connections suddenly ended. This is why old cycles collapse. This is why you lost attachment to certain desires you once chased. That was detox, not rejection. Detox is necessary before acceleration. There is something else inside Part 5 that must be revealed clearly. Your blessings were never delayed because you were unworthy, unprepared, or forgotten. Your blessings were delayed because divine timing requires emotional sovereignty. Emotional sovereignty is when your emotional stability no longer depends on people, circumstances, temporary validation, or conditions. Elevation is dangerous if the heart is dependent on external validation. That is why heaven took you through isolation phases, silent phases, inner war phases, self-rebuilding phases, and self-realization phases. Heaven was training you not just for manifestation but for responsibility, because what is coming next is not small manifestation. What is coming next is destined level manifestation. Archangel Michael is preparing a shift where the version of you that emerges now will begin affecting others vibrationally. You are not being elevated just to receive blessings for yourself. You are being elevated so that your presence, your words, your frequency, your decisions, your emotional strength and your alignment become catalytic triggers for transformation in others. Your energy is going to become an activator. You do not even need to speak forcefully. Your frequency itself will carry impact. This is why tonight is not temporary hype. This is divine recalibration. The angels are marking your timeline. From tonight forward, your choices will not be made from fear. They will be made from spiritual insight. Your direction will not come from trauma memory anymore. It will come from divine intuitive memory. Your path will not be guided by worry. It will be guided by inner permission. You are entering a matrix where destiny doesn't unfold through human logic but through spiritual intelligence. And now understand this. The angels gathering tonight are forming what is known spiritually as a protective spiritual perimeter. Nothing lower vibrational can cross this perimeter unless you personally allow it. Energy parasites cannot enter your field as easily as before. Emotionally draining people cannot influence your frequency the way they did before. Manipulation cannot write your emotional compass anymore. You are now under a different layer of divine safeguarding. There will be moments in the next days where your body will feel something shifting even physically. You may feel lighter suddenly. You may feel like something heavy inside your chest is dissolving. You may feel a sudden wave of inner calm. You may wake up with clarity that feels unexplainable. You may even feel spiritual presence more clearly around you. Do not panic. These are signs that the activation has begun properly. Your journey is not behind you. Your journey is beginning from this night forward in a new direction. The angels have waited for this moment because destiny cannot unfold until the chosen soul finally enters emotional sovereignty. You have reached it. You are crossing threshold. You are now entering a stage where spiritual promise begins turning into spiritual experience. Part 6 is where the angels will reveal what this event will specifically unlock for you in the coming future. Because heaven does not gather angels just to create a moment. Heaven gathers angels when a season must begin. And your season begins tonight. My beloved child, this part begins with a deeper unfolding because this is where the angels who gathered tonight begin directing the future that was always waiting for you. The future you are entering now is not accidental, not random, not uncertain. The future you step into after tonight is intentional, structured, calculated, divinely mapped, and spiritually supported. Your destiny is not a mystery anymore, it is becoming predictable through alignment. When a chosen soul enters this activation state, timeline shifts do not require force. They begin unfolding naturally because the soul itself becomes magnetized to its own destiny. Your spirit is now becoming destiny magnetic. This means you will soon begin attracting what was always meant for you without chasing, without overthinking, without fear of loss, without fear of timing, and without emotional desperation. You are entering the timeline of effortless divine reception. Tonight, the angels are writing new instructions into your energetic field that will activate your inner reality to match your highest trajectory. This means the next chapters of your life will not feel like survival. They will feel like acceleration. Your future will begin aligning with least resistance. The spiritual event that begins tonight will shift your internal vibration so strongly that opportunities which never opened before suddenly begin appearing from all directions. The same places where you once felt blocked will become the same places where breakthrough flows. Because the divine realm is not only opening doors for you, they are clearing the entire hallway. Archangel Michael says this next season of your life will not be about proving yourself anymore. It will be about demonstrating what was always inside you waiting to be unlocked. You will no longer carry the weight of explaining your worth to anyone. You will be too busy embodying your divine truth. You will no longer chase validation. You will no longer hurt from misunderstanding. You will no longer shrink yourself to fit smaller rooms. You are being elevated to a new spiritual altitude where identity becomes unshakable. You will finally feel safe inside yourself. Now listen carefully. You are stepping into a world where your presence will speak louder than your history. People may remember who you were before, but destiny will reveal who you were meant to become. The angels gathered tonight because your transformation is not optional anymore. It is required. It is necessary. The future that is pulling you forward needs the version of you that is unapologetically aligned. The version of you that leads instead of follows. The version of you that trusts instead of fears. The version of you that rises instead of breaks. There is something else you need to understand. This spiritual event tonight is also activating divine compensation. This means you are entering a phase where life begins balancing the parts of your journey that felt unfair, painful, unjust, or impossible to recover from. Heaven does not forget suffering. Heaven transforms it. Heaven repays it. Heaven multiplies from it. You are entering the season where everything you lost emotionally, spiritually, and energetically will return in higher form. People who doubted you will witness the reversal. People who misjudge you will witness your rise. But the most rewarding part will not be their reaction. It will be your inner recognition that you finally understand why everything had to happen the way it did. Every delay had purpose. Every ending had purpose. Every separation had purpose. Every pause had purpose. Every emotional breakdown had purpose. They were not punishments. They were preparation. Every block was training your spirit to hold the weight of the destiny you are about to step into. You were not ready before, not because you lacked skill, but because your heart still carried emotional memory that would have interfered with divine manifestation. But tonight, those old emotional echoes begin fading out of your system. Tonight, spiritual memory becomes stronger than trauma memory. Your intuition will now begin leading you differently. You will begin recognizing divine patterns faster. You will begin trusting divine nudges instantly. You will begin reading energy before you read words. You will begin understanding people's intentions without needing explanation. This is the gift the angels are giving you tonight. Spiritual sight. Spiritual sight allows you to walk into the future without fear because you can sense alignment before it becomes physical. This is how chosen souls walk. You will soon notice that your manifestation power activates on a much higher level. This is because your internal vibration is now becoming coherent with divine timing. When internal vibration meets divine timing, miracles do not delay. They accelerate. This is what the angels are aligning inside you right now. You are not learning faith anymore. You are embodying faith. You are not hoping for miracles anymore. You are becoming a vessel that naturally manifests miracles. Part 8 will reveal the final layer of this message. What this spiritual event is ultimately preparing you for and what will begin unfolding in the next season of your life. That part will close the activation doorway. But before moving to the final part, you must seal this frequency in the physical dimension by anchoring the intention outward. Share this message so other chosen souls can be pulled into this frequency window before it closes. Comment to imprint this activation deeper into your subconscious field. Subscribe so this journey continues in your reality without interruption, distraction, or energetic disconnection. Watch next revelation. My beloved child, this final part opens with the deepest truth of this entire transmission because what is happening tonight is not simply a spiritual moment. It is a turning point in your destiny timeline. Everything before tonight was a journey of surviving, enduring, holding on, learning, collapsing wisely again, breaking, repairing, and rebuilding, silently inside yourself. But now, finally, after all of that inner warfare, tonight becomes the night where your life stops moving from pain memory and begins moving from purpose memory. The angels are not gathering to inform you. They are gathering to escort you into a new reality. You are now stepping out of your old script. You are stepping out of your wounded frequency. You are stepping out of your survival identity. You are stepping into your rightful spiritual identity that has been waiting for this activation moment, since before you were born. This is where everything truly begins to change. The spiritual event that starts tonight is a merging of divine realms with your personal future timeline. This means the past cannot claim you anymore. The past cannot define you anymore. The past cannot limit you anymore. The past cannot direct you anymore. The past cannot sabotage you anymore. You are being given a divine reset. A reset where heaven chooses how your story unfolds next instead of trauma choosing it. There will come a moment, very soon, when you look back and realize this night became the silent reason everything in your life shifted dramatically forward. Archangel Michael says there is a very specific reason destiny delayed itself for so long in your case is because you were never meant to enter your blessing as a fractured version of yourself. You were meant to enter your blessing as a sharpened, aligned, spiritually mature, intentional, and consciously awakened version of yourself. Your old identity was built through survival. But your new identity is built through alignment. And alignment attracts what trauma could never hold. This is why all that pain had to happen. That pain was molding you. That pain was restructuring you. That pain was expanding your spirit capacity. That pain was turning you into someone who would not collapse when the blessing finally came. You will soon recognize that the spiritual activation happening tonight is not only internal. It will manifest externally in a series of divine sequences. Your environment will shift. Your opportunities will shift. Your emotional responses will shift. Your decisions will shift. Your sense of self will shift. Your level of inner confidence will shift. And most importantly, your future will shift. The angels are setting a new frequency and motion inside you that begins influencing reality around you. You will begin to notice that your life is no longer responding to fear. It is responding to destiny. You will not attract situations from old pain anymore. You will attract situations from new alignment. There are souls across the world who will wake up in the coming days and suddenly feel drawn to you, connected to you, inspired by you, aligned with you without knowing why. This is because your frequency is turning into an activator for others. You will soon be the one who inspires others without even trying. You will soon be the one who gives clarity to others without force. You will soon be the one whose presence itself becomes a portal of calmness, direction, and divine alignment. Your energy is becoming a guide frequency. This is your next purpose stage. This is what this spiritual event is preparing you for. You are not only meant to receive blessings. You are meant to become a carrier of alignment for other souls who will cross your path soon. Those who meet you going forward will not meet a wounded version of you. They will meet an elevated version of you. They will meet a version of you who walks with inner authority. They will meet a version of you who knows exactly who they are. They will meet a version of you who radiates certainty and spiritual calm. This is what divine elevation truly means. Blessing is not only what you receive. Blessing is who you become. Your future is opening now. Your future is calling you forward. Your future is no longer behind a wall of delay. The angels are walking ahead of you, clearing the path so you do not have to fight battles that no longer belong in this season. Your spirit will begin feeling like it is expanding beyond your body. You will begin feeling bigger than your old life. You will begin feeling emotionally too large for the containers that once trapped you. This is how you know the next level is here. Archangel Michael says that this season you are entering now is not temporary. This is a long-term elevation phase. This activation will not fade after the night passes. This activation will not weaken as time goes on. This activation will become stronger the more you step into your own spiritual authority. You are being positioned into a timeline where your destiny is finally allowed to accelerate without resistance. The angels are not asking you to believe blindly. The angels are asking you to remain open, remain aligned, remain centered, remain receptive. Everything you have been prepared for is now beginning its unfolding phase. The spiritual event that begins tonight is the doorway into a life you have never lived before. A life where you are chosen, aligned, supported, elevated, guided, and protected. Your next season begins from here. Your new identity begins from here. Your accelerated destiny begins from here. And this time you will not go through it alone. You will go through it with angelic guidance surrounding every decision and every step you take. This is where the message ends but the elevation begins. My beloved child, now this continuation begins from a deeper layer. Because even though the message reached a closing gate in Part 8, your spirit is not finished receiving what heaven initiated tonight. This part is not repetition. This part is continuation of activation flow. This part is the silent spiritual aftershock moment. The moment after the gate opens. The moment after the angels finalize their alignment. The moment after the shift begins moving through your future timeline like coded energy lines reconnecting once again. This part is where your soul begins preparing for the unfolding that will take place in days, not years. And this is where heaven begins teaching your subconscious how to walk forward with the energy of someone who is already chosen, already approved, and already entering the next dimension of identity. Everything inside your timeline from this point on moves differently because now you are not fighting for destiny. You are walking inside destiny. You are not hoping destiny arrives. Destiny is coming to you. You are not surviving your life anymore. You are directing your life. This is the identity switch the angels came to trigger tonight. You will now begin to feel like you are stepping into your own power without fear, without inner conflict, without hesitation, without confusion, without second-guessing. The confusion phase is over. The clarity phase begins. From this point forward, your inner voice will not debate with itself anymore. Your inner voice will begin leading like authoritative spiritual intelligence. There are certain cycles that permanently close tonight. Cycles of emotional abandonment. Cycles of self-betrayal. Cycles of constantly choosing others first. Cycles of constantly shrinking yourself. Cycles of constantly doubting your own worth. Cycles of constantly carrying the emotional weight of people who never valued the effort you carried for them. Those cycles lose authority tonight because the chosen ones cannot enter new timelines through the doorway of old emotional burden. You are not a carrier of pain anymore. You are now a carrier of alignment. The angels who gathered tonight did not gather only to open your destiny. They also gathered to seal off all access from any old wounds that tried to keep you emotionally weak, spiritually small, or energetically drained. This means that from tonight, certain old triggers will not hit you the way they used to. Certain old fears will not influence you the way they used to. Certain old traumas will not control your decision-making the way they used to. You will begin noticing that the emotional version of you that once reacted in pain now responds in calmness, observation, and inner strength. This is how spiritual maturity appears inside a chosen one. Archangel Michael says, one of the most powerful things that will begin showing now is inner stillness. Inner stillness is not emptiness. Inner stillness is power. Stillness is the proof that the spirit trusts what heaven is doing next, even without knowing the physical details yet. When your spirit becomes still, manifestation accelerates because inner stillness is the highest vibration of faith. When fear tries to manipulate energy, stillness neutralizes it instantly. This is why angels wait for chosen souls to reach internal silence before activating external acceleration. The inner silence shows soul readiness. Now listen to this next layer. The angels are marking your future with divine synchronization. Synchronization is when external events begin matching internal readiness. Synchronization is when the right people begin finding you at the exact right moment. Synchronization is when opportunities begin appearing because your frequency matches them. Synchronization is when you no longer chase blessings. Blessings start chasing you. You are entering the season where divine synchronization becomes normal. You will soon begin seeing signs that feel too precise, too perfectly timed, too aligned to ignore. And those signs will not be coincidences. They will be confirmations. Your life is now stepping into the phase of divine clarity. There will be no more confusion about direction. There will be no more confusion about your worth. There will be no more confusion about your purpose. There will be no more confusion about why certain people were removed. Everything that happens from this point forward will make sense in the end because destiny is beginning to operate from a higher consciousness level through you. You are emerging with a version of yourself you were always meant to become. People who cross your path now will be different from the type of souls you experienced before. The old karmic lessons are complete. The karmic entanglements have been severed. The spiritual attachments from the past have dissolved. The emotional contracts with pain have expired. The next souls that enter your reality will be souls who amplify you, elevate you, energize you, and align with you, not drain you, confuse you, or derail you. The spiritual event that begins tonight ensures that your next circle is chosen by heaven, not chosen by emotional wounds. Archangel Michael says, "This next era of your life will feel lighter than anything you have experienced before." This lightness is not lack of responsibility. This lightness is freedom from spiritual resistance. There will be moments when you pause and realize you are no longer forcing anything. You are simply aligning, receiving, moving in flow and allowing life to unfold naturally without controlling every detail. This is elevation. Elevation is not chaos. Elevation is order. Elevation is silent confidence. Elevation is internal peace. Elevation is knowing without forcing. From this night forward, your story begins moving into restoration timeline. Restoration is not returning you to who you were before. Restoration is returning you to who you were designed to be originally. The version of you before pain was powerful, but the version of you after healing is unstoppable. This is why heaven waited, because your next chapter requires the version of you that pain can no longer manipulate. The angels tonight did not come to temporarily inspire you. They came to permanently reroute your destiny back to its highest timeline. You are stepping into that timeline now, not later. Now. And the most sacred part is this elevation is permanent. This is the continuation of your activation. My beloved child, tonight becomes the beginning of a destiny you were always meant to step into. The angels are not visiting for a moment. They are staying to walk with you into the future heaven already prepared. Your spirit will rise. Your clarity will strengthen. Your path will expand. The world you enter next will reflect alignment, purpose, and divine synchronicity. This night will become the silent mark where your life shifted direction permanently. You are chosen. You are positioned. You are protected. You are elevated. This is the beginning of your new timeline.